Hi everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I have another update today. Can't show you much else because everything in the news is always about this stuff here in Canada, right? It's always about how we're doing. Are we coming out of it? What's going on with vaccines and everything? And I let you know yesterday or the day before about all the new restrictions, and then they were pulling them back, saying they're not going to do that. But one of the restrictions they kept in place was not allowed to cross the borders. Now, here in Ottawa, that's different than just a regular border because we have two cities that live side by side, and there's government buildings in both sides of the city, and people live on both sides of the city. And we go to work every day back and forth. So some people woke up to quite a shock this morning. So we have bridges going back and forth from Ottawa to Hull and Gatineau, and they're 6-lane highways, 3 on each side. And the highway today was down to 1 lane where the police were checking license plates of drivers. If you had an Ontario license plate, they were waving you into Ontario. If you had a Quebec license plate, they were waving you into Quebec. If you were going into Ottawa but you had a Quebec license plate, they were stopping you and asking you where you were going. And if you said groceries or you said shopping or anything along those lines, you were turned around and sent back to Quebec. You had to be going to work. Right now, I don't know if they've required proof, but I know here in Ontario, to be out, driving around and things like that, if you get stopped by the police and they ask you where to go, you need to have that letter saying, I work here at an essential service like a grocery store or something like that, and I have to get to the grocery store, I have to work. Like my nephews have that because he works throughout a bunch of different grocery stores throughout the city. So I'm not sure if they were asking a lot of people that, but apparently there were lineups to get in and out of the city anywhere between an hour to 2 hours this morning extra for rush hour. I know it's the first day, but that probably can be expected from now on. That extra delay going into Ottawa and coming home from Ottawa when you're leaving as well. Because Quebec said that they will also enforce the Ontario's new rules for Ontarians going into Quebec. So at the end of your day, you're going to have an extra hour and a half, 2-hour transit back home, the same coming into work every day. And here's my question. Where do they think these people are going? Do they think they're going to house parties at 9 o'clock in the morning? Do they think they're going to anti-mask rallies at 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning? These people, if you're leaving at that time of the morning, you're generally going to work. Maybe they should set up the roadblocks, say, after 9 o'clock instead of rush hour in the morning. Because let's face it, they probably stopped out of 50,000 cars today, 5 people who weren't going where they were supposed to be going. Because no one gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go shopping or go to a house party or go visit friends. You're sleeping in. You're not doing that on a Monday to Friday during the day. Maybe on the weekend when you're not, everyone's not going back and forth to the office buildings. But really, who are we stopping? Where's the transmission from this stop, from this decision? Much like, saying that people can't walk outside in a park, after 8 o'clock because it spreads transmission. Why? Why did it spread transmission? Because they found 1 or 2 groups of people getting together and drinking beer and everything in a park. It wasn't widespread. It wasn't every single park. It was a couple incidences. So they decided, well, maybe we should close parks at 8 o'clock from now on. Maybe just go in and fine every single person there. Then they won't do it again. But no, they have to make these broadband decisions to basically punish everybody else for like 50 people. It really, like I said, the decisions being made right now are like taking a dart at a dartboard and they're throwing at a dart and saying, let's do this and see if it works. And then they take it out and say, nope, that didn't work. Okay, let's take it. Oh, let's close schools. Let's close schools. But didn't we just say that schools were the safest place to be last week? Yeah, we did. But, what are we going to do? The dart hit close the schools. This seems to be what's happening right now. And that's why a lot of people are just fed up. Absolutely fed up. But, yeah. It's kind of funny. Let's stop the borders, but let's stop people from getting to work on time. Those people who are probably working in the hospitals and probably working in the stores we need to service people with, because all the other stores are closed. So basically everyone leaving is going to someplace that they have to be. They can't work from home. So it really, really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to tie up traffic at that day. And then you say, well, Don, if people are going to do things they're not supposed to go, they'll just get up during that time and go. Okay. But really, how many people would we be talking about? Right? No one's going to leave at 6:30 in the morning, go hang out someplace so they can party at 9:30 at night with their friends. That's not going to happen. So I think the risk is pretty minimal. But boy, they got the headlines though, right? Look how tough we are on the virus. We're tough on COVID. Look at this. Well, you would sound a lot tougher if you didn't keep canceling your own decisions week after week after week after week. And that goes for every form of government in Canada right now. They'll say one thing this week, and next week it's completely changed. Completely changed. And I mean completely. Literally, they were defending keeping schools open here in Ontario. It's 99.7% of the teachers have never seen a case of COVID. 98.99% of the students have never seen a case of COVID. Schools are one of the safest places. They've done a fantastic job. 4 days later, they said, well, we got to close the schools to keep the transmission down. 4 days later. No wonder people are just frustrated, and a lot of people have just given up listening.